It's November and that's a problem. Well, actually it's not a big problem, but kind of... Okay, maybe you know of Inktober. It's basically a prompt list giving you prompts, and you draw every single day of October using these prompts. And I made my own list, and it's Drawtober, so it doesn't have to be ink. I tried to create an ink kind of look, and I didn't make it. I'm currently at day 21, and it's November 11th. But just as I told my viewers, there's no pressure to finish it in time. And as stubborn as I am, I still want to finish it. And then I thought to myself, why not make a little video about it? Because I have a special idea in mind and maybe you want to know how I'm gonna do this. Just a chill little art video in between, because I'm working on a bigger project and I don't want to leave you alone by yourself. Let me give you a little rundown of what I have already created. So, like I already said, I kind of tried to make it look like ink, so I mainly used this dark blue watercolor. But to keep it interesting, I added color accents and a lot of golden accents as well. I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but it's reflecting light and it's incredibly pretty. It's also glittering. This is the exact color I used. It's more like acrylic paint, so it was a bit different to apply than watercolor. You have to be quite patient and layer it because it's not as glossy as I wish, but if you manage to do it, the results are good. Alright, day 1 was Apple. Here we have Mr. Apple from Reverse 1999. Day 2 was Sun and Moon. And here we just have some kind of elven person who has vitiligo. One side is kind of golden to represent the sun, and one side is blue to represent the moon. I added little earrings and a few spikes back here to represent sun rays. As you can already see, I kind of made a frame for every single one. I have to say I kind of like the design, yeah. Day 3 was eyes everywhere, and I first wanted to draw a biblically accurate angel. You know, the ones with the many eyes and wings. But then, that was just around the time the Not Cry main theme soundtrack had come out with Aurora performing. I'm a big Aurora fan. And as you can see, her dress has eyes all over it. That's how this was created. The eyes are also golden. Then day 4 was Stormy, a prompt I really like in a drawing that could have turned out better because I personally really love storms and I wanted to capture it perfectly, like the love I have for storms. That eerie feeling you get when it's dark outside and it's raining and you hear thunder and winds. It's just wonderful. This right here is a storm mage. I tried to create a feeling of it being windy by scattering some leaves. She has a staff that is creating the storm, I guess. The background is kind of patchy, that's on purpose, because we want to feel like she's in a wild storm. And yeah, I tried to make a foreshortened perspective without having a reference, and it looks a tiny bit not right. It's not bad, you know, but I kind of had something else in mind. Day 5 was Floral, and maybe you recognize it. This is Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. At some point in the game, she maybe changes her hair color, which is already a spoiler in itself, but you have probably seen it already. Or maybe you don't even know her, but that's okay. Shadowheart has a favorite color. Yeah, flower. I meant flower. Called Night Orchid, and that's what I wanted to draw here. Somehow the focus turned out to not be on the flowers, but on her instead. I'm not complaining. I think I still fulfilled the prompt. Day 6 was favorite color, and as you can see, my favorite color is blue, especially really deep, watery, beautiful blue, like water. I really love water. And that's how you get thirsty. Stay hydrated. Anyway, what I wanted to make this a bit more glittery. You can maybe see it on here. These little dots, they're really faint because that's just how watercolors are. I wanted them to stand out, but they don't. But it's okay. This is supposed to be a water surface. It's kind of experimental, and that's it, basically. We have more of these frames, and to be honest, I was slowly getting bored of them, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it up for 20 more days. But anyway, Day 7 Beast reminded me of Anjonala from Reverse 1999. One of my favorite games. I can highly recommend it if you love story games. And yeah, what can I say? I love her design. It was a really good opportunity to add a lot of golden details. I kind of messed up the face though, so I just made one side dark. And I have to admit, this little swirl, I think I did that really good. I love how it looks. You know, sometimes I kind of pressure myself to create something special, but then I get frustrated if I don't get a special idea immediately. But actually, it's okay. It's okay to just draw a rose sometimes. Prompt 8 is withered. The rose is withered, even if it doesn't necessarily look like it. And I mainly chose to draw a rose because it kind of fits the aesthetic. I like it. Day 9 is Deadly Nightshade, which I misspelled in the prompt list. I wrote deathly, but it's deadly. It's also called belladonna, and it's a poisonous plant. At least I think the berries are poisonous, so of course I included the berries. I kind of made the leaves a bit purple at the tips, and I love the color scheme here. Also, the flowers look like this. It's kind of this purple bell form, and if you look closely, if you turn it around, this is this purple bell form, just as a hairstyle. Really, really creative, I know. Number 10, mushrooms. I love mushrooms, and I just did some mushrooms with golden dots. As a reference, I actually used a combination of velvet foot for the lower parts and fly agaric for the cap. Number 11, magic tea. Love the prompt. Don't love what I created here. I originally wanted to make the tea bag partially golden and then kind of faintly dissolve into the tea, but it ended up being very golden. It looks like a golden block. And then we have thick dots throughout the tea. That was not the vision I had. At least the tea bag hanging out of the frame is kind of a good idea. Number 12 is Moss Witch. It was kind of a spontaneous idea to give her mossy hair. And also golden freckles, because now every single frame on this page has golden dots. And I love the green. I love using green. It's my second favorite color, actually. Moving on. You can already see it's different. First of all, I still continued using the frames for day 13, Ruins. We have Link from Tears of the Kingdom is exploring Zonai ruins, probably in the sky. And I added some silver to that, which is actually a nice effect, because from some angles you cannot see it, and from some angles you can, which makes it look kind of like they're flaring up. Like they're hidden. Day 14, Divine. You know what I wanted to originally draw? I wanted to draw a Wiccander from campaign 4 of Critical Role. I am in love, but I was too shy. I was kind of too shy. Because you know, I've been trying to get into Critical Role for ages, but I couldn't make it. And now I'm basically kind of a new viewer. You will soon enough see some fan art. I have a few favorites from the new campaign. Anyway, I just drew a really thick, biblically accurate angel. It's the proportions kind of happened. I don't know why that happened. Day 15 is Willow the Wisp. I had to look that up. I did not know what that is, but it's basically like little lights or spirits that kind of guide you the way. Yeah, I just looked it up again, and no, I think they rather guide you to your doom and they bring bad luck, apparently, so you should not follow them, no. I just drew a little blue flame, and it's also reflecting. It has some silver paint on it. And then I was very busy working on the Halloween special number 2. I did not have time. I missed the deadline of many prompts. But continuing on, I made up new rules, kind of as a little penalty, but also kind of to make it more interesting. I decided to combine 3 prompts at once. And the next prompts were Leaf Fairy, Haunted, and Piles. This is basically a painting, like I painted a painting of a leaf fairy in a pile of leaves. And the painting, as you can see on the frame here, is haunted. That's why her smile is kind of unsettling and her eyes are really red. And also maybe you noticed her wings are leaves and they're kind of clean here and they're kind of withered inside the frame. Now we get to the most recent one. Let me explain. The next 3 prompts were Light in the Dark, Hunter, and Opaque. To give you a little context, I had the idea to draw Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters, and then I forgot. I completely forgot. I was frustrated, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna draw Hunter with an arrow, and the arrow is kind of glowing and the armor is maybe kind of opaque. And then in the last minute, I remembered. And I kind of didn't want to abandon this, but at the same time, I didn't want to finish it either. So I just did this, what I originally wanted to do. And I love it because it has a lot of special color on it, especially the waves. The Horn Moon in the background is transforming. It might look green from above, but if you turn the page, it becomes pink. Also the patterns, I didn't want to make them this dark, but I also wanted the transforming color effect. So now from above they're kind of blue, and from the side they're kind of purple. The letters also have different colors applied to them. Some of the details and the shoes are done with a golden color. It's just golden, pun intended. And then we also have a really faint glow on the white fabric here. I glazed it over the clothes and it kind of reflects the light green. You can barely see it, but it's there. And the sword is supposed to glow pink, but I think I didn't apply enough paint for that. Anyway, I like the effect, I like how it turned out. And of course, I'm not gonna gatekeep the colors. The brand I got them from is from Scrim Colors. This video is not sponsored. I bought them myself because I think they're beautiful. It even came with a little sheet of test swatches. And these two are the ones I used for the glazing on the clothes. They're called Ghost Colors. And then this is the main ones. They're called shifters. I think this is the Supreme shifters, and they just change color depending on the angle you view it from. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the description. I have to warn you though, they're a bit pricey and they're also sold out quite a lot. I personally say the price is fair because the effect is pretty cool. It works. And watercolors usually last a long time. So yeah, maybe you're lucky and they're available at the moment if you wanna get them. But I'm also gonna be completely honest, it's not a must. I know they look fancy, but you don't necessarily need them to create cool art. So that's it so far, and I want to do more, and I want to step it up even more, because yesterday when I was on Pinterest I saw this kind of 3D kind of card that you can expand. It looks like an accordion. I don't know if you call it that in English as well, but I want to make one of these, combining my prompts. So let's get to work. I don't even know what the next prompts are. Let me take a quick look. The prompts are 22 Water Warrior, 23 Leafless Tree, and 24 Skeleton. Let me show you what I want to do. We have paper here. Yes, this is supposed to be paper. It's kind of folded like this, and then there's another paper on the other side, folded the same. They're parallel to each other, and in the back there is some art. And then in the front there is some art, but with a hole in the middle, because you can look through the whole thing, you know? In between there's also some sheets of paper, and if you scrunch it all together, it's an entire artwork. Yeah, I want to do that. I just have to think of a design right now. Water Warrior, Leafless Tree, Skeleton. Oh, I have an idea. A Water Warrior fighting against undead skeletons in a graveyard with a lot of trees that have no leaves. The warrior is of course in the middle, and there's water swirling around them. Skeletons on the sides getting pushed away. There's graves in the background and in the foreground, and maybe there's trees. And now I have to think of what to put where. I think I'm gonna do 4 sheets. This is the background. It's just a painting of trees and gravestones, and we have the 2 middle ones and the foreground. The foreground is probably trees and some gravestones as well, maybe a skull, and then the middle is the one that's important. I think the warrior is kind of in the back, as well as some water and maybe 2 skeletons, and then there's kind of even more water magic in the front and more skeletons. We'll see. In order to make the accordion, I took some dark purple paper and folded it. Now, yes, I still have to take care of the art. Since I've been using watercolor for the previous ones, I used some watercolor for this one as well. That's why I cut up some watercolor paper, you know, it's thicker than normal paper, and started to sketch and do line art and color it. I decided to leave the color scheme kind of limited, so it would not be too overwhelming and all over the place. And then the only thing left was cutting out the blank spaces. And this is what we have. And we can assemble it. 2 problems. This is not folded evenly, but I think that's not the biggest issue. The second issue is... What was the second issue? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, the second issue is I want to glue these frames in here, but if I start to stretch the outer walls, it kind of like... there's a problem there. Yes. So I'm probably gonna fold the edges of the 2 middle parts. Important thing I also did, the thickness of the folds is 2 centimeters, and on the frames I left 2 centimeters of space for this to be glued onto here. Okay, then let me just bend this. Yes. By the way, if you do this with thin paper, like copy paper, you don't need to cut it first. I'm just doing this right now because I want to fold the paper evenly. Like this. Okay, I think I can glue it. Let me get my glue. Glue, 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 glue. And it's not hot glue, by the way. Oh my goodness. I did not just drop the glue. That was just your imagination. Okay, I first have to think of how to do this. I should probably tape the back one first. I'm gonna put some glue on the inside here. And like this. Yes, this is what it should look like. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take up this, and this space. I think that sounds good. Oh my god, I glued it wrong and then I had to rip it off. Oh, my soul! I feel like my soul has lost a piece because of ripping that paper. But it's fine. It is now finally glued and it is actually working. This is my 3D artwork. Isn't? It isn't bad. Whoa, it's 3D. Take a closer look. Yeah, that was it. That was a short, cozy video. I hope you had fun watching it. I'm tired. That's it. I hope you have a nice day, evening or night, and we'll see each other next time. Bye. Well, you can make it 2D and 3D, 2D, 3D.